OJ Simpson, soon to be a free man, sitting before the parole board today as millions watched and studied his walk into that room and his every answer. Simpson had been serving up to a 33-year sentence for that armed robbery in Las Vegas. 4 parole commissioners asking the questions and one by one, then voting to grant parole. The final commissioner right here.
Mr. Simpson, I do vote to grant parole when eligible, and that will conclude this hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And as you can see, several thank yous from OJ Simpson sitting at that table. Tonight, as Americans studied his answers, many had wondered how contrite would OJ Simpson be? And some of what he said today did make immediate headlines. ABC senior national correspondent Matt Gutman leading us off from that Nevada prison.
O.J. Simpson, now 70, walking into that hearing room, slimmed down, relaxed, and easing into that seat.
And Mr. Simpson, will you please give me your NDOC number for the record?
1027820.
The tension in the room behind that little blue door at the Lovelock prison broke in almost immediately.
That you are currently, well, very recently turned 90 years old. 90, I'm sorry about that.
I feel like
You look great for 90. How about we take 2 decades off and call you 70?
In answering why he robbed his friend, memorabilia collector Bruce Vermong, and another man in 2007, Simpson seemed to relitigate the 10-year-old crime with a flash of anger.
So you believe that the property was yours?
it's been ruled legally by the state of California that it was my property, and they've given it to me. I have it.
That drunken night earning him an up to 33-year sentence.
I know that alcohol was a factor in the instant offense. Have you addressed this issue as you stated you would?
Well, you know, I think I made it clear back then, I've never had an alcohol problem. I don't think anybody's ever accused me of having an alcohol problem or any kind of substance problem. Of course, on that day, I had drinks on that day, but it was a wedding celebration.
Simpson making a point of saying he took courses in prison called Alternative to Violence.
I've basically spent a conflict-free life. You know, I'm not a guy that ever got into fights on the street and with the public and everybody.
By all accounts, Simpson had been a model inmate here. In fact, the Hall of Fame running back making the case he was one of the best ever prisoners here.
I don't think I could have represented this prison. I don't think any inmate has ever represented it better than I. I did my time. I tried to be helpful to everybody.
Then his eldest daughter, Arnell.
He truly is remorseful, and we just want him to come home so that we can move forward for us, quietly, but to move forward.
Then the first tears from Simpson as his accuser made a plea on his behalf.
This is a good man. He made a mistake. And if he called me tomorrow and said, "Bruce, I'm getting out. Will you pick me up?" Juice, I'll be here tomorrow for you. I mean that, though.
Simpson in his seat, tears of gratitude. And then the critical question for inmate 102-78-200.
And do you think you can be successful with the terms of parole?
I'm not a guy who lived a criminal life. You know, I'm a pretty straight shooter. I've always tried to be a good soldier.
The result never seemed in doubt, even with the elephant in the room, Simpson's acquittal for the murder of his ex-wife, Nicole.
And lastly, I'd like you to know that we received hundreds of letters of support and opposition. And while we always encourage public input, the majority of the opposition letters are asking us to consider your 1995 acquittal and subsequent civil judgment. However, these items will not be considered in this case.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am.
And his last words, the closest he comes to a full apology.
I'm sorry it happened. I'm sorry to Nevada. I wish Ricio had never called me. I thought I was glad to get my stuff back, but it wasn't worth it. You know, 9 years away from your family is just not worth it, and I'm sorry.
In the end, the decision, unanimous, read one by one.
Considering all of these factors, my vote is to grant your parole effective when eligible.
And I concur with Commissioner Korda and grant parole.
I concur with Commissioner Korda and agree to grant parole.
Mr. Simpson, I do vote to grant parole when eligible. and that will conclude this hearing.
Thank you.
Matt Gutman with us live tonight outside the prison. And Matt, you learned what Simpson said in that prison hallway as he was led away.
That's right. As he was being escorted out, that heavy steel door closing behind him, he could be seen clenching his fists in triumph, saying, "Oh, God, oh." Just moments earlier, he had said thank you to his former victim and friend, Bruce Vermont, for so passionately speaking on his behalf, and then mouthed the words, "I'll call you." David.
Matt Gutman leading us off tonight. Matt, thank you.